In today's video, I would like to talk with you about timelines. Timeline is a great point of discussion, and as I've been doing so many language videos focusing on grammatic and understanding the different words, I thought let's not forget about talking, because talking is something how we learn language before we understand or before we even realize that there's grammatics, there's syntax, complicated or not, and there's sentence analysis and all those things. So I would like to talk with you about how creating great discussions. When a child is at a point that you would like to draw them out, maybe you found that there's an interest inside of them, or it might be some subject that came up at the peace table. One of the things that I think I can see a lot in this world, where people just can't agree and also don't seem to be able to allow the other one to live their life how they would like to. That is a topic of religion. So let's have a look at religion. And I know this is very touchy, and I'm not trying to make a standpoint for one or the other in this video, but I just would like to point out that apart from being of a certain confession or being part of a certain religion, there are a lot of other religions out there, and they all have history and they all have some sort of an origin. And maybe for a child, it might be interesting to have a look at this, especially when they start looking at the world and meeting different people from different denominations or from different cultures. So this is a timeline to spark great discussion. I would suggest a child can look at this by themselves. You can get them going, you can get them started, they might want to pair up. And these materials are so exciting and so enticing that once they are spread out on the floor, children are interested in them. They come in a tube like this. I would strongly advise to not hang them up in your classroom and have them turn into wallpaper and nobody looks at them anymore. You've kind of killed the whole point of this material. You get it out, you have a look at it, you enjoy it, and then you put it back away. So if the next child wants to get it, it's new and vibrant in color for them again, and exciting and joyful for them to look at it. Don't hang it on the wall. It will turn into wallpaper. So, right. I will take you a little bit closer to this, and we have a short look across this material. Come with me. So this is a timeline from a bit closer by. You always have different pictures and with a little bit of text accommodating the picture. This particular one is looking at Eastern religions as well as Western religions. Different parts of the world are pointed out here that are specifically looked at. I know this material is not complete. It's just a starting point for discussion and a starting point for interest. So don't expect this material to be going into all the ins and outs. This is a starting point for discussion. Once a child finds something particularly exciting, they will have to go to the library and get some more books about this, which is a great topic in itself for language and for discussion and as well for being independent. So let's go and have a look at the next part. After a brief introduction, how religions came to be in this world, without looking at the spiritual content really, but looking at the hard data only. Here we are starting to have major religions of this world explained in detail, like a timeline. So there's ancient Egyptian religion, Judaism, Buddhism, and some others as well, which you might know. Here on the top we have the different times, BC, and it just continues. So it's a continuum, and at the very end we are finishing off with 2010 at this stage and some major events that have been happening in Christian religion as well as in Buddhism. Let me take you down the line. Here towards the end, we can see Martin Luther as well as John Calvin and John Wesley, all great leaders of the Christian church. And here further on the top, we see the Confucianism in China, some points, and just how the continuum is still there of different religions. There are some new religions that appeared not too long ago on the bottom here, Baha'ism, and has some major points as form of first information about that as well. So as we can see, lots of interesting things to learn and lots of stuff to be considering. So don't shy away from those difficult topics. It's much easier for the child to be exploring this kind of information in a safe environment with lots of children around that will understand them than being thrown into the world and possibly offending people. So better go through this in school with your kids. It's great for language, it's great for point of interest, getting them into reading, getting them started to go and maybe have some interviews with some parents who they know have different religions and understand where they come from, or just look at the historical facts of religion. Have fun with this, run with it, have lots of conversations.